Tynker is a maker platform for kids. The idea for Tynker came about my own kids when they were at 8 and 5, looking at how they're learning. They're constantly on iPads. They're on video, YouTubes. They're Googling everything. So they're consuming content. So I wanted to kind of do something about how do you help them become makers, in the digital generation. So it's a maker platform. And we empower kids to kind of help make all sorts of things that are interesting for them. So they can make, mobile games. They can make controlled robots. They can, mod Minecraft, which is a huge thing, and lots of, activities that kids want to do. But if you look at this spectrum of activities, the glue that is code. That's what happens. Coding is the platform. Coding is the thing that's binding all these activities. So in the process, they are learning to code. So coding, programming is 21st century, just like the mathematics that we used to teach after the Industrial Revolution. Today, everything is like tied with software, so it's a skill that every kid should learn. That's our, vision and mission. So traditional programming, so if you want to teach a student or a kid programming, if you give them this, they'll like tune out and nothing happens. What we do is we start them off with a very, game-like experiences with a visual language. So first, they're actually learning on their own with trial and error, and over time, they're actually making mental connections as to what these concepts are and learning vocabulary on top. So that's how. So let me show you a quick our app. This is actually after we got into about 10,000 schools using Tynker. Apple actually co-designed this app with us. This is probably, and so the app looks like a series of games. And they pick a game. In this case, they're training a dragon. The different levels, like Angry Birds. They pick a level, and then we show them some visual commands of what the commands do. Here, all the students are doing is they're learning to sequence things. They might fail a few times, but they figure out how to sequence things. Within 20 minutes, 25 minutes, they're doing this. We have 85% completion rates in these things that actually, by the time they got here, the conditional statements, there are loops in there. There's a lot of debugging that goes on. But conceptually, they're doing all these things, and then slowly we introduce this vocabulary that what they're doing. But outcomes of this is they don't know they learned to code, but they're actually making all sorts of things. So we give them templates where they can go off and do games they like. There's a side-scroller games that things that they actually play on iPhones. As well as platformer games. A lot of kids want to make games. Science projects. There's a lot of physics in here. Or control robots, where if you shoot a drone, not just use the remote control to fly a drone, but program a drone to control it. So lots of fun activities. They end up so. We are founded in 2013. We've been successful entrepreneurs. Previously built a few companies. We've seen about 48 million kids use last year Tynker. Big recent news is that we had Apple actually chosen Tynker as a default platform to teach elementary school kids coding across the globe. It's going to come in 5 languages this school year. We also have a big partnership coming up with Minecraft, so kids can actually use Minecraft to mod and code. Big market worldwide. There's 55 million kids in the U.S. All globally. How do we make money? So the 2 ways we make money. We have a program where parents can enroll their kids online. We have fully engaging gamified courses that teach all the way from not knowing anything to high-level programming language, JavaScript or Python. It's an $8 a month program. So what's cool, what we do is we integrated computing with other subjects like science, art, language, social studies, as well as programming. So lots of schools and school districts use Tynker as well. And so there is lots of interest-based learning that happens here. Everything is designed from the perspective of what it means for the student. A bunch of awards. So this is our usage map on last December. So we had about 8.5 or 9 million kids use that month alone. I talked about a bunch of partnerships, and we're looking at what does it mean fun for kids, and hence the partnership like Mattel and Microsoft and Apple. So I saved 2 minutes for my next speaker. So any questions I can take. All right, good. Thanks.